Okay, guys, my name's Craig. Welcome back to All Nerd Everything. If you're new here, I discuss all things from your favorite TV shows, film, comic book, anything you name, I discuss. And I just recently read a very underrated Superman comic that I think a lot of people would be interested in. I have not heard a lot of people talk about this one, and it is Action Comics 791, and it is written by Benjamin Rabb with artwork done by Derek Aucoin. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. And this, what I really love about this comic before I get into the premise of it and what's it about is that it really shows that Clark was a superhero before he even put on, you know, tights and a cape and even had a super dog for a pet. So the Shame of Smallville, it is about Clark Kent. He receives a invitation to his high school reunion, but when Lois starts teasing him about it, he is very distant, and she wants to know why. It's just a high school reunion. What's the big deal? I mean, it can't be that bad. But when she talks to Mama Kent about why he's very reluctant to, why he's so hesitant to go back to his high school reunion and see a lot of his old classmates, it brings back some very bad memories because Clark did not have a great final year in high school. Now, this is a flashback comic where we see Clark in his final year in high school, and it's homecoming season. And there's this girl at this school named Margaret. She's slightly overweight, and a lot of people pick on her and tease her because of her weight. And for months, for weeks, Lana has been dropping hints that she wants Clark to ask her to homecoming, but Clark feels so bad for Margaret for being a human punching bag for the entire school that he passes up an opportunity to ask Lana to homecoming and asks Margaret. And Margaret is very skeptical on Clark. She's curious on why would one of the most popular jocks in school ask someone like me to homecoming? Is it a prank? I mean, did someone pay him to do it? And rightfully so, she has every right to feel this way because she's been she's been, like I said, nothing but a human punching bag for years at school and practically invisible. The only time she actually feels seen is when she's being picked on because of her weight. So, because of this, at first things start off a little rocky, but when Margaret overhears Clark telling Lana and another friend of his he why he wants to ask her to homecoming, and it's because he feels sorry for her, and she overhears this, and she is mortally heartbroken by this, and he actually catches up to her and thinks that she's going to jump off the bridge, but just in time he saves her, and there's a miscommunication. She just goes to the bridge to think about think about what she's going to do after high school, because she turned down Clark's offer because she got a college opportunity, an opportunity to go to college outside of Smallville. So she doesn't really have a lot of time to think about homecoming. And initially, after saving her from falling off a bridge and almost drowning, she does accept Clark's offer to go to homecoming. And they go to homecoming together. They have a great time. And Lana actually does something very kind and generous, which is she lies about who wins homecoming king and queen and actually gives it to Clark and Margaret. A lot of people are upset about this, but Clark and Margaret have a great time, and this is one of the times that Margaret actually feels seen, actually feels wanted by someone that actually cares about her, which is Clark. And it ends on a very, very tragic note, actually. And Margaret and Clark, they spend the last of their night on the same bridge that Clark saved her from, and Margaret is actually hit by a drunk driver after school, which is very unfortunate and so tragic to watch. And she dies in Clark's arms and says that you're a hero. And at the end, Lois is consulting him and telling him it's not your fault. You made her feel seen. You made her feel wanted, and because of you, I mean, she she actually feels, she actually went away with some kind of peace. And at the end of the comic, Clark actually decides to return to his high school reunion, to actually go to his high school reunion, and him and Clark and Lois actually have a dance together, and it ends on that note. I think this, like I said, is a very underrated comic, and like I said at the beginning, it really shows that Clark was a hero before he even decided to start rescuing people from burning buildings and tackling, gigantic monsters all over Metropolis. So if you guys have not read this, you need to read The Shame of Smallville. It is criminally underrated and not talked about enough. But let me know what you guys think. If you read this, what are your thoughts? But leave your comments. Leave a comment, a like. Don't forget to subscribe and to stay updated with more movie, TV show, and comic book news and reviews.